And we want to thank y'all for joining us here. Sorry about the technical difficulties we've had. We had something go down back at the studio in Dunlap. We are here in the bottom of the first inning. Lexington and Sequatchie County, still a 0-0 game as we go right into the bottom of the first. Kirsten Brown up to bat. Going to be in there for a strike for the 0-1 count. Again, bottom of the first. And we are scoreless still. Callie Green in the circle. Ball's hit by Brown, and it's going to be a foul ball. And that'll be an 0-2 count against Kirsten Brown for the Lexington Tigers. I want to thank y'all for joining us here today, and if you got give me a thumbs up on the chat if y'all do have the audio. Just want to make sure y'all do have that there, and I'm not flying into you deaf or blind or whatever. So you should have the sound up here shortly. If you don't, just give me a comment saying that you got it. Still an 0-2 count to Brown. Here comes Callie Green with the pitch. Going to be in there, going to be high for a ball. 1-2 count now coming. Tigers 34-9-1 on the season. Here comes Green with the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Still 1-2 for the count. Beautiful day here at the McKnight complex here, over here by the Starplex complex. Not a usual setting for the Lady Indians. The last two times they've been here, they've started out Starplex and stayed there the entire time. As Green comes with the pitch, it's in there. It's going to be fouled off again in a 1-2 count. Brown holding her own there in the batter's box. For today, I'm actually sitting in the crowd, so if you can't hear me as much as you usually can, that's why. Here comes the 1-2 count from Green. It's in there. It's going to be hit over to Ella Edgman at shortstop, and it's going to be an out, the 6-3 out over there for Brown. That is out number one for the Lady Indians in the bottom of the first here. Like I said, Lady Indians usually at Starplex Complex, they usually start out there. The last two times they started out there and stayed there the entire time. First night, you usually have to go to McKnight Field. So, Tigers, though, a common opponent of the Lady Indians every time they've been here at the state tournament. First round, they've drawn Lexington 3 straight appearances at the state tournament. Lexington has been their foe in the first round. Can they turn the tide and get the win against Lexington tonight? We'll see. We got a 1-0 count to Kennedy Brown, the second one in the lineup for the Tigers, and she's going to foul it off. And we got a 1-1 count now for her. Green gets the ball from Farrell there on third. She'll kind of recompose herself. Here she comes with the pitch. It's in there and fouled off down the third base line up into the fence. Farrell gets the bounce off the fence there. And now we got a 1-2 count coming to Brown. I want to thank y'all for joining us. If you are joining us right now on Facebook or YouTube, please share the link so others can see it. And that's going to be strike number 3 there for Callie Green. And that's out 2 up, 2 down now for the Lady Indians. That last one a strikeout from Green. I want y'all to share the broadcast now that we got it up and going, so the people that maybe had left earlier will come back, maybe listen to the Lady Indians on this first game in their campaign for a state championship, possible state championship. It's going to be fouled off there by the third batter in the lineup. That's Mackenzie Duke, number 16. She's the first baseman for the Tigers. And we got an 0-1 count now. Green with the pitch. It's going to be a strike right down the middle, swinging. And it's an 0-2 count now to Duke. One more strike. Green could have the 3 up, 3 down. And we'll see if she does on this one. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low. She's going to lay off that one. We got a 1-2 count. I want to thank y'all for joining us. You can listen to SpearNation Radio on YouTube. You can listen to it live on YouTube. You can listen to it live on Facebook, and you also listen to it on the Spreaker app. And that's going to be fouled off, popped up on the third base line, and going to roll over to one of the coaches, and they'll throw it back to Green. 1-2 to count. Green going to step back up to the rubber. Roll the ball around in her hand a little bit. Here comes the pitch from her. It's going to be fouled off right to that same spot again by Duke. 2 outs, nobody on for the Lady Tigers. Indians in a good position here in the bottom of the first. Still a scoreless game in case you're just tuning in. I want to thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank, for this broadcast. They have helped us tremendously in getting this thing up and rolling. And Callie Green has done a tremendous job throwing those pitches in there, as that's strikeout number 2 on the night for her. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Indians. We didn't get a pregame show in earlier, so we'll settle for now to kind of talk about our pregame stuff. And by the way, your lineup, Green is pitching for the Indians tonight. Jessica Dennis at catcher. Faith Kelly at third. She's the flex for the Lady Indians. Megan Hall at second base. Ella Edgman at shortstop. Alexis Farrell, third base. Jaden Gurley out in left field. Addie Edgman out in center field. And Gracie Turner out in right field. And we'll flip over to the scorebook. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, give me some comments here so we can make sure we're here and everything. Yeah, I think I got Gail Rodder. She said she got it. So give those Indians some support there on Facebook on the stream. Tell them a good go Indians for them.
One pitch at a time, Katie.
Megan Hall is going to be up to bat. It was 3 up, 3 down last inning with Edgman, the 2 Edgman sisters and Dennis all coming out. Edgman was thrown out at second. Here comes the pitch. Going to be in there. It's going to be just a bit outside for ball 1. McDaniel in the circle for the Lexington Tigers. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to hit that time about the same spot, just a little bit inside there, and we got a 1-1 count to Megan Hall. Hall, the second baseman for the Lady Indians tonight. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be hit just the bottom of that corner of that zone, and now we got a 1-2 count to Hall. McDaniel going to look at her wrist. She got a cheat sheet there, and here comes this. It's going to be a drop third strike and throw it to first, and she is going to be out at first. Out number 1 of the inning. Up next, Callie Green, the pitcher for the Lady Indians. She has been an Ironman this season, pitching 97% of the pitches for Sequatchie County, and that's no lie. Here comes the pitch. Going to be in there. It's going to be low in that corner. McDaniel really liking that low outside corner there from the right-handed batters, that is. I'll look back down at her wrist. See what pitch she's going with. It's going to go in there. It's going to be fouled up and hit the fence there. And now we got an 0-2 count against Green. And Green's going to foul it off right over to my table. She must have vengeance against me. Got 0-2 count against Green. Green batting .333 on the season. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong green. They're both sea green. 413 on the season, excuse me. 7 home runs. She's going to hit one out towards center field, a line drive, and it's going to fall on the ground. And Green will be on first. So now we got 1 out, 1 on for the Lady Indians as Farrell comes up to the plate. Farrell, the third baseman for the Lady Indians, number 13. A junior for the Lady Indians. She is batting .422 on the season. 2 home runs from her and 8 doubles is what you'd look at if you were seeing her stats right now. We'll regroup here on the field. Umpire going to step back there. Now we're going to get the pitch from McDaniel. Green going to step off the bag over here, then step back on, just barely getting back on. Actually. And I missed that. Mitchell pinch running for Green. So she'll get right back on the bag after that one, and now we're going to foul another one off here. And we got a 1-1 count now. 1 on, 1 out for the Lady Indians. Mitchell, pinch runner for Callie Green. She's on first. Farrell down at the plate. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be in there. It's going to be just outside for ball number 2. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. And it will hit Farrell. Farrell goes to first. Mitchell goes to second. And so now 2 on for the Lady Indians. And we do want to apologize for the technical difficulties we have had. It is our goal not to have those. So we thank y'all for tuning in and continuing to listen to SpearNation Radio today. Girdley up to the bat, the lefty. She'll step into the batter's box. 1 out, 2 on. But I got that backwards for the Lady Indians. Daniel look down at her wrist, see what pitch she's going to pitch, and now she's going to come with it. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be a called strike there on the first pitch. Mitchell on second, Farrell on first. Comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike on the other side of the zone, and now we got an 0-2 count. I have a sense this is going to be a tight game all the way down to the wire. Last 2 times Lexington has kind of stepped over Sequatchie County and went on their way in the state tournament. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line, out in left field. And it's going to be in foul territory and dropped by the left fielder there for the Tigers. That's Foley. Made a diving catch. That would have been a good play to see, but just wasn't there in time. McDonough, your first base coach. Silverbolt sitting on third as a third base coach over there. Just to set the scene for you. Pitch from McDaniel is going to be strike number 3. And Girdley hesitated on that one. Didn't even swing. She kind of stuck her bat out there and pulled it back, and I bet she is regretting that one now. As now Turner comes up to the plate. Another lefty after Girdley. Turner, the right fielder for the Lady Indians. In the back of the box there. She's going to look at that one, and it's going to be a ball there. Kind of a strange spot, and I can see it down here on the field because I'm actually down here at the field. Usually I'm up in the press box. but I can see how far back she's sitting in the batter's box. And it's going to be fouled off down the third base line, almost hit Coach Kelly Somerville. And it's going to be a 1-1 count now there for Turner. Turner batting .376 on the season. 4 doubles to her name, no home runs, no triples for Turner. She's going to hit it straight to the shortstop, and she's not going to beat the throw. And she's going to be the 6-3 out over there at first. And that will retire the side. The Lady Indians leave 2 stranded. And Grace Mitchell and Alexis Farrell. And that is going to hurt them down the line, you would imagine. Hope y'all are enjoying the stream, being able to listen to the Lady Indians as they attempt their journey for this state tournament here in Murfreesboro. Beautiful, beautiful day here. A little bit warmer than most people would have, but as the sun goes down and we sit in the shade, the structures on the third base side of the field are stretching over toward right field across in the shadows. Lady Indians in the all-white uniforms, purple socks, purple visors, purple writing with the purple font on the jerseys with the yellow trimming on there. Lexington in all red with white lettering and a little white down the sleeves and black socks. Here at the McKnight Fields, here at the Starplex Complex in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for this Class AA state tournament presented by Mountain Valley Bank. I want to thank them for sponsoring this radio broadcast and all the radio broadcasts this week here at the state tournament. Going to be just outside there for Hollingsworth. Got a 1-0 count here in the bottom of the second. It's going to be hit to the second baseman, Hall. Hall's going to mishandle it, and Hollingsworth will be on first on what is sure to be an error. And now 1 on for the Tigers. Again, we are in the midst of the crowds here for this first round game versus Lexington, so you're going to hear a lot more of the atmosphere than you would usually hear. And they actually place the radios on the opposite sides of where they're supposed to be, and so I've got all the Lexington fans around me. Got an 0-1 count to Waldrop. As Green spins the ball in the glove, comes around. It's going to be high. Second time in the row to try to throw down to first. Keep Hollingsworth at bay. Hollingsworth itching at the bit to get to second base, kind of having to stay on first as Dennis trying to throw over to first. Green with the pitch. It's going to be fouled over to Kelly. She's going to throw it to Hall. Hall's going to get – no, she's not. They're going to miss it. Couldn't get the throw there in time. Kelly had to step up and get that ball on that slow roller on the ground. And now Waldrop at first, Hollingsworth at second. As Hall, the second baseman, had to come over to first to try to get it. She could not get the catch in time. And so now 2 on and no outs for the Lexington Tigers. Remind you, it is a double elimination tournament. Whoever does lose this game, you have to lose 2 to be out of this tournament. But you probably don't want to lose any so you can stay in the winner's bracket. Green with the pitch. It's going to be fouled. It's going to be fouled on a bunt attempt there. That's Lauren Hall up to bat, number 3 for the Lady Tigers. She's a center fielder. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a bunt down the line. Kelly's going to throw it, not going to get there in time. Now bases loaded for the Lady Tigers. They found a weakness in the Lady Indians defense, and they have expounded on it. As Lauren Hall on first, Waldrop on second, and Hollingsworth on third for the Lady Tigers. Precarious situation for the Lady Indians. 2 bunt attempts in a row for the Lady Tigers, and 2 base runners added to the mix out there for Lexington. Going to be a strike in there from Green. With Marlon Menez up to the plate. It's going to hit the ground and hit her. So now Green is going to walk one in on a hit by pitch. Bases still loaded. Now 1 run on the board for Lexington. It's a 1-0 game with no outs. Bases loaded for the Tigers. Pinch runner out on the bases, number 88, Wood. Maness up to bat for the Lady Tigers. Made a mistake earlier. I had the wrong batter up. And she's going to foul it off, and it's going to hit the fence on the other field over here behind us down the first base line, up and over the first base dugout. And that will be strike number 1 on foul ball. Here comes the pitch. It's going to roll in the dirt, and we're going bowling for a second for ball number 1. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike on that corner. That's going to be strike number 2. The key to getting out right now. No outs on the board in this inning. This is a dangerous, precarious situation for Sequatchie County as Lexington has loaded the bases. It's going to be fouled off there by Maness. Still a 1-2 count coming for her. Green in the circle for the Lady Indians. Here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to go right past Ella Edgman on the ground. She dives out for it. And 2 will score. Waldrop and Lauren from second and third base. Wood goes to second. And Maness goes to first. Powerful line drive out there, right past Ella Edgman. She dove for it, could not stop it. And that's going to give 2 more runs on the board. Our score 3-0 Lexington here in the first round of this state tournament. And honestly, I want the Lady Indians win tonight, if for nothing else, so that I don't have to wake up earlier in the morning. I can sleep in if they do win tonight. Green not usually this shaken this early in the game, but she's kind of a little bit perturbed out there. And rightfully so, 3 runs just scored, and that's not normal to see this early in the game from Green. Here comes the pitch from Green. Be an attempted bunt, and it's going to be a failed bunt there. By Yarborough, Jaden Yarborough. It's going to be strike number 1. Here comes the pitch from Green. That's going to be in the dirt right before the plate, and Dennis will get it, but not in time as McDaniel and Maness both advance one base. Now they're on second and third. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the Lexington Tigers. No outs still on the board. We got a 1-1 count now against Yarborough. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low, and it's going to be a ball. And now we got a 2-1 count against Yarborough. Pitch from Green. It's going to be hit down the line. It's going to go to Farrell there. She's going to throw it over to first and get the out. It's Farrell to Kelly for the 5-3 out there. No runners advance because she kind of hesitated for just a second, long enough that the runners had to kind of stay back there. So still a runner on second and third for the Lexington Tigers. Now 1 out, 2 on. Now we're back at the top of the lineup, Kirsten Brown. It's going to be a strike to her as she fouls it off behind her into the fence. Green comes with the pitch. It's going to be on the ground. Dennis will pick it up over here near me, and then that'll be ball number 1. Here comes Green with the pitch. It's going to be in there a little high in the zone. They're going to call that one a ball. And now we got a 2-1 count. Pitch by Green. It'll be in there. Going to be just high and out of the zone. And now we got 31 on the count. Green got her composure back. Here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be hit into deep, deep center field. And it is up and over the fence, and that's a 3-run homer for Brown. This has turned into a disastrous inning for the Lady Indians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs scored. And now 3 of those came by that homer you just heard right here on the broadcast. A 3-run homer there by Kirsten Brown. Nobody on, but that scoreboard is now looking daunting for the Lady Indians. Been having trouble hitting off this pitcher for Lexington. And you want to keep Callie Green, the pitcher there, you want to keep her, as much as she's carried the load for this team, you want to keep her in the winner's bracket if you possibly can. More extra games puts more of a load on her. And that's a tough draw for the Lady Indians. Always a tough draw for the Lady Indians as they, third in the last, this is now the third time in as many appearances that the Lady Indians have taken on Lexington in the first round, and this one's starting to look like the last 2 in blowout fashion. Kennedy Brown up to bat, the lefty for the Lady Tigers. It's going to be pitch is going to go in there. It's going to be fouled off over the Sequatchie County fans there, And we got an 0-1 count now. It's going to be a swing and a miss there on that pitch, and now we got an 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be high up above her head for ball one. In case you just joined us, the bottom of the second, Lexington up 6-0 in what would have been a disastrous inning, including a 3-run homer just a while ago before this batter came up. That's going to be low. It's going to hit the ground and hit the plate for ball number 2. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit over. It's going to be hit over to the second baseman, Megan Hall. She's going to flip it up to Faith Kelly for the 4-3 out there. And now we are officially have gone through the entirety of the Lexington lineup in this inning. As Duke, who ended the last inning, the bottom of the first, she is now up to bat. It's going to be a ball rolling in there, and we got a 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit over to Ella Edgman. She's going to throw it to first, and that's going to be a 6-3 out there for Edgman. Ella Edgman, the shortstop, to Faith Kelly, the first baseman, and that will finally put this inning out of its misery. A 6-run score, including a 3-run homer by Kirsten Brown. I want to thank Mountain Valley Bank for sponsoring our broadcasts and all our broadcasts this week. Be sure to give them all the business you can give them for helping us out here on SpearNation Radio. I want to thank y'all all for joining in. I want to hear y'all on the chats. I want to give you some shout-outs on the chat, so let me hear you, Indian fans. Give a good go Indians on the chat, and we'll let's see if we can shout you out here on SpearNation Radio. And for the Lady Indians, up to bat next will be the bottom of the lineup, Kana Green. I'm just now seeing all the comments y'all poured in on Facebook. My Facebook was messing up. I had to refresh the page. So, well, thank y'all for joining in. Katie McDaniel in the circle for Lexington Tigers. At an 0-1 count, she's going to look at her wrist for what pitch she needs to throw in next, and here it comes. It's going to be kind of a tough hit ball there by Green, but she's going to be out at first as picked up by the pitcher for the 1-3 out. One out, nobody on for the Lady Indians as Ella Edgman comes up to the plate. Last time out, she was thrown out at first on a 6-3 play. Ball's going to be in there for the ball number 1, excuse me. McDaniel, here comes the pitch. It's going to be low and outside that zone for ball number 2. A lot of times you can get Edgman on the base path. She does seem to have some success. She's 40 of 42 this season, I believe. on the base path. I'll double check that here in just a second. And she's going to hit it out there into left center field, and it's going to fall down, and she's going to be on first base for a single and trying to turn her luck around. And she's had some okay at-bats this season, or the past few games, not a lot of great ones. And Edgman 43 of 45 base running this season. Last time around in 2019, she tied the state record for most stolen bases in a game. She had 4. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be a strike to her sister, Addie Edgman. Edgman sisters at the top of the lineup. So we got an 0-1 count. Lexington with a 6-0 lead here in the top of the third. 1 on, 1 out for the Lady Indians. McDaniel with the pitch. It's going to be high and up above her head, up around her head, excuse me. And now we got a 1-1 count for Addie Edgman, the center fielder for the Lady Indians. Addie Edgman batting .552 on the season. Here comes the pitch. It's going to go, and it's going to fall into center field. And now things are starting to fall for the Lady Indians. Both Edgman sisters with a single to start this inning after the 1-3 out by Kana Green at the bottom of the lineup. Umpire's going to come and dust off the plate. Addie Edgman adjusting her glove there on first. And umpire got it nice and clean down there. Down around the batter's box. He'll put his mask on, and he'll get ready to set and call this game. McDaniel going to step up to the rubber, look at her wrist, figure out what pitch is coming next. And here she comes with it. It's going to be in there. It's going to be inside for ball number 1. Jessica Dennis up to the plate right now, the catcher for the Lady Indians. A senior, no less. The right-handed batter. McDaniel with the pitch. It's going to be hit, a slow roller. It's going to come off the base of the third. It's going to come off the glove of third baseman Kennedy Brown, and one will score. That's Ella Edgman. Will come around from second to score that one. And that one came off the glove of Kennedy Brown, and because it was past third base, it went into foul territory, but it's a fair ball, of course. And now Addie Edgman on second, Jessica Dennis on first. 3 base hits for the Lady Indians after a 1-3 out by Kana Green at the top of the inning. 1 out, 2 on for Sequatchie County. Up to bat the second baseman, Megan Hall, for it's going to be in there. It's going to be a low strike down low in that zone, and we got an 0-1 count. Last time up, Hall in with a 2-3 play put her out of that inning. It's going to go to Kennedy Brown. She's going to throw it to first, and that's going to be – it's going to be a 5-3 out for Hall. Kennedy Brown to Duke on first, and now 2 out, 2 on for the Lady Indians. Now the pitcher for the Lady Indians, Callie Green, she's going to come up to the plate. Pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low for ball number 1. From this angle, you could have fooled me. I'm not sure on that one. I'm sure it was off to the side of the plate is why it didn't go in. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be low, even lower than the other one. Now we got 2 balls. 2 on for the Lady Indians. Addie Edgman on third, and Jessica Dennis on second. You don't want to keep these base runners stranded if you have any will about it. McDaniel looking down at her wrist, see what pitch she's coming with next. And now she'll come with it. It's going to be hit by Green to the shortstop, and that's going to be a 6-3 out to first base. And the Indians again leave 2 stranded on base as Kirsten Brown throws it over to Duke for the 6-3 out. Lady Indians have stranded 4 so far this game. I want to thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank, for sponsoring this broadcast. They have helped us out tremendously in getting this one ready to go. And if you can give them your business, give them your business as much as you can. We appreciate the fine folks over at Mountain Valley Bank. Some other scores from today in the Class AA bracket. Gibbs beats Greenbrier over on Starplex Field number 2, 6-0. They advance in the winners bracket. The game right before this one was Red Bank. They beat Union County 6-2. And so the winner of this one will face Red Bank. The loser, will face Union County in the losers bracket. And that game would be at 11:30 in the loser. This game will play at 11:30 in the morning. The winner plays at 5:30 tomorrow night. And you preferably want to stay playing on those afternoons, keeping your rhythm, keeping your schedule, and go from there. Thank all the Indians fans all across the Sequatchie Valley listening in to this broadcast. And it looks like we got some Lexington fans listening in too. And we're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lexington leads 6-0. I probably should tell y'all score, or 6-1, excuse me. I probably should tell y'all the score a little bit more often than I do. I'm a bad radio announcer. So 6-1's a score in the bottom of the 3rd. As Hollingsworth comes up the plate, she led the inning last time as they went through the entire lineup last inning, and that's going to be a pitch from Callie Green. It's going to be outside for ball 1. Oh, it's a strike there. Excuse me. I was hearing the wrong thing. Got an 0-1 count. It's going to be in the ground there, and now we will have a ball. Now we got a 1-1 count coming for Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, the second baseman for the Lady Tigers. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit down the first base line, and it's going to be off into foul territory. That's going to be a foul ball there, hit by Hollingsworth. And that one rolled out there to the edge of the fence. Hollingsworth to step back into the box, get set. Green going to do the same. As we got a 1-2 count. Roll the ball in her glove as she characteristically does, and Hollingsworth will step out of the box, and there'll be time. Green going to compose herself. Here comes with the pitch. It's going to be just outside there. And now we got a 2-2 count. Every field has its quirks. You go to Warner Park in Chattanooga, you got the trains rolling right up against the fences. Here at the Starplex Complex in the McKnight Fields, you have an airport right beside it. As Hollingsworth hits it to the shortstop, Ella Edgman, it's going to be a high ball there from Kelly. Kelly's going to throw it over to second. They won't get her. So that, what should have been a 6-3 out, turns into a double there by Hollingsworth on a high throw there by Edgman. Edgman and Farrell both trying to get that ball. Edgman kind of said, I got it. Throws it over to Faith Kelly at first base. And it's high, hits the fence. Hollingsworth starts running to second. Kelly can't get it over to Edgman Hall at second. So now 1 on, no outs for the Lady Tigers. Green in the circle. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low. It's going to be a ball. And it's Waldrop up to bat for the Lady Tigers. Here comes Green with the pitch. It's going to be fouled off there on the hesitation by Waldrop. Got a 1-1 count. Green will step back up to the rubber. Waldrop steps back into the box. Here comes the pitch from Green. She'll pull back the bunt, and it'll be a low ball there. It's going to be a 2-1 count. And we are at the McKnight field. It's a little bit different view as I'm down here on the ground with the crowd, with the players on the other side of the fence from me. It's going to be a high ball there, or low ball there, high up in the zone, just outside the zone for Waldrop. We got a 3-1 count. Here comes Green with the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike on that outside zone. And now we're all the way up, full count here. In the bottom of the third, Lexington leads 6-1. They've got 1 on, 1 out. Or 0 outs, excuse me. And she's going to catch her swinging, and now we do have 1 out for Waldrop. And that's Callie Green's 3rd strikeout of the night. Number 3, Lauren Hall, comes up to bat for the Lady Tigers as a plane comes in on this airport over here to my right. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit straight to Farrell. She'll hesitate, look at second, and then she'll throw it over to Faith Kelly for the 5-3 out there. 2 outs and as many batters for Lady Indians. The pitcher, McDaniel, she'll step into the box. Here comes Green with the pitch. She's going to be in there for a strike in the zone. And Green is starting to hit her stride there on her pitches, getting a few more strikes down in there because they're either swinging at them or she's striking them out. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit into right field, up against the wall. It's going to roll up to the wall. Turner's going to grab it. She's going to throw it to second. Safe is McDaniel at second. But that will score Hollingsworth, and now we got a 7-1 ball game in this one. 1 on, 2 outs for the Lady Tigers. As Dennis will go talk to her pitcher, Green. They'll have a conversation. Say, just calm down. You're good. You're good. You only got 1 on. You got 2 outs. All we got to do is worry about the strikeout here. I think we got a pinch runner out on second. Umpires are trying to check with the coaches, make sure that's what we got, and we do. Wood will be out there at second in place of McDaniel. So Wood on second, the only one out there on the base pass. And we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 7-1 is the Lexington lead. Green going to step up to the rubber. Come with a pitch. Going to be just outside and high to Maness. Marlon Maness up to bat. It's going to be hit down the third base line and go foul there. And it's going to be strike number 1. A 1-1 count. One more count to Maness. Again, Lexington leads 7-1 here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit deep, deep, deep. Left center field. It will hit the wall. And that will be Addie Edgman will throw it to second and keep Maness from getting any farther. What almost went over the fence ended up being a single there, but it does score Wood, who took the place of McDaniel. So now we got an 8-1 ball game. Jaden Yarbrough up to the plate for the Lexington Tigers. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit over to Megan Hall. She's going to throw to second. They're going to get her out there for the 4-6 play. 4-6 play there, single play. And that will retire the side. Had a strikeout, a 5-3, and a 4-6 play into this one, but not without some damage as Lexington scores 2 and puts their lead up to 8-1 as we go to the top of the fourth. Lady Indians have the work cut out for them. I want to thank y'all for joining in. We want to thank Mountain Valley Bank for sponsoring this broadcast. If you can give them your business, please do, as they have been tremendous in helping us out with this broadcast and helping sponsor and advertise on the broadcast. Whew. 8-1 lead is going to be hard to overtake. Lady Indians usually scoring pretty heavy up front. That's what's I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As we get back to the Sequatchie County side of the inning, Farrell up to bat, the right-handed third baseman. And she's going to hit it to the third baseman, and that's going to be tougher than it should have been out there. It'll be a 5-3 out. She had to tag her there because the ball was a little high there to the first baseman, Duke. So one away, nobody on, excuse me. 8-1 lead for Lexington. Sequatchie County up to the plate, and it's Jaden Girdley. And waiting for the pitch number to come in. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit over the shortstop by Girdley. Girdley's going to try for second, and she'll get there standing up. And the ball gets past the shortstop. Kirsten Brown. And she thought about third for a second, but she decided she was going to stay on second. And one on now for Lady Indians, just like that. One out, one on. That will bring up Turner to bat. Last time up, she was retired on a 6-3 play from the shortstop to first base. A ground out. Here comes the pitch for McDaniel. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike in the corner there. Gets past the pitcher, McDaniel, and Girdley's going to go to third on a unusual error by Lexington. So an 0-1 count for Turner. Girdley on third. 1 out, 1 on. 8-1 is your score. Lexington leads. And it's going to be hit by Turner. It's going to fall into shallow left field. And that will score Girdley. And that's going to be a base hit there by Turner. May not get all the doubles, but she does get the singles there. A lot of times there, Turner does there in the bottom of that lineup. And a lot of times that's what you need, because when you get toward the bottom of that lineup, you get back to the top of the lineup. But first we have Kana Green to round out this lineup. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. This is going to be low and a ball. And we got a 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. This is going to be a foul ball there. And we got a 1-1 count for Green. Kana Green, the younger of the two sisters. She's a freshman. Her sister, Callie, is a senior. It's going to be a pitch. It's going to be looks like a slow changeup looking thing. And the ball's going to go on the ground to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth's going to have some trouble picking it up, and then she's going to tag out Turner on the base path on a fielder's choice, and Green will be on first base. So 2 outs, 1 on. Lady Indians scored one in this inning. They've left 4 stranded this game, and this could be a totally different ball game if they had not left those 4 stranded. 8-2 is the score, and Lexington is ahead. We're back to the top of the lineup. Ella Edgman going to step out of the box, step back in. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be down over to the second baseman. That's Hollingsworth. She's going to get the quick 4-3. Quick 4-3 out, and that will retire the side. And we're going to flip over the scorebook as Lexington will come back up to bat again. Sequatchie County been having trouble holding Lexington here in the past 1 or 2 innings. I want to thank everybody tuning in to this game. I want to be sure to share it on Facebook, share it on all your social media. Let everybody listen to the Lady Indians. You can also listen on the Spreaker app. You can listen on the Spreaker app. You just search SpearNation Radio. Go to YouTube, SpearNation TV. A lot of y'all, I know if you have the smart TVs, you can pull up YouTube right on your smart TV. I think I've actually got it down at Chapel Hill. There's a TV down there that is a smart TV. They got YouTube pulled up on it. Listen to it on that TV, but you can listen to it from the comfort of your own home on YouTube. Green's going to step up to the rubber. That ball's going to be hit by Kirsten Brad, and it's going to be a double as it goes out to the right field fence. And just like that, 1 on for the Lady Tigers. Both games in the bottom parts of the bracket being taking place right now. One over at Starplex, one over here at McKnight. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike as she pulls the bunt back. That's Kennedy Brown. And we got an 0-1 count. Here comes a pitch. It's going to be high and a ball there for Brown. Here comes a pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be bunted. It's going to throw over to first, and she's going to get her. And it just kind of popped up. Jessica Dennis gets it for the 2-3 out. Always an odd one to look at on the scoreboard. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be high right about her head. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike in that bottom corner. And now we got a 1-1 count to Duke. Meanwhile, over at the Starplex, Forest and Covington are playing. Forest with a commanding 9-0 lead over Covington in the top of the fourth. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there for a ball. Going to be outside that zone, a 2-1 count now. And Forest just got another run in. They've got two on right now. They got a 10-0 lead in the top of the fourth. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a strike, and they got a 2-2 count now to Duke. Forest, I believe, the 2019 champions, which is the last actual championship for the TSSAA. There was no championship last year in 2020 because of COVID. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low. It's going to be outside the zone. And now we're all knotted up. Full count coming. We got an 8-2 score. Lexington leads here in the bottom of the fourth. Excuse me. Green with the pitch. It's going to be hit right down the third base line to Farrell. She's going to throw it to first. Will they get her? She was off the bag there. So Duke goes to first, but they'll hold Kirsten Brown on third as the ball went over to Farrell. Yeah. Kelly just could not keep her foot there on the bag right there, so the runner did get to first. And so Green's going to step up to the rubber in the circle. He's going to wiggle the ball around in her glove. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low and a ball. And that's to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, the second baseman for the Lady Tigers. And it's going to be fouled off there by Hollingsworth. She kind of stumbles a little bit trying to get that one. And so now we got a 1-1 count. Pitch from Green coming in there. It's going to be hit into center field and caught by Edgman. Edgman's going to throw to the other Edgman at shortstop, but a run will score. Brown comes in for the score, but that could have been a lot more damage than was seen. That's going to be a fly out there to center field by Hollingsworth. 2 outs, 1 on, as Duke still sitting on first as she was held up after she had to tag up on that fly out right out there. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike to Waldrop. We got an 0-1 count. 9-2 the score now. Lexington leads. 2 outs, 1 on. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit to center field. It's going to go to the wall. Addie Edgman catches 2 in a row, and that could have been a lot more damage than was needed. Probably going to have been 2 more runs in there just because Addie Edgman caught those 2 flyouts in a row out there in center field. And, of course, Edgman over there in center field, she had a couple great plays in the Upperman game last Wednesday that I was at. She threw somebody, she was out there in center field and threw someone out at home. She does have an arm on her. So we're going to flip over the scorebook again and go to the top of the 5th. And we're going to start with who else but everybody we've been talking about, Addie Edgman, who just had the last 2 pitches, or last 2 catches out there in center field. Another plane rolls in over here off the right field fence. And just picturesque here in Murfreesboro at the Starplex Complex. We're on the McKnight side of the complex. I do actually like the fields. I don't like the setup. I do like the fields because they're not the fake fences you have out there. I've seen too many games won and lost on those fake fences. I do like the hard chain link fences you got out there in for this field at least. I wish we could implement that up at the Starplex. I do like the view at the Starplex, though. I can sit up in the press box and see pretty much everything going on without a hitch. Again, 9-2 your scores. We go to the top of the 5th. Addie Edgman's going to lead off. You got Addie Edgman, Jessica Dennis, and Megan Hall to start off the inning. Edgman, the center fielder for the Lady Indians. Last time up, she singled, ended up on third and got stranded. The ball's going to be in there. It's going to be a little bit of a change up there, and it's going to be a ball high in the zone. 1-0, another plane comes in. Daniel looks at her wrists again. Take a little longer this time. Here she comes with the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be hit right past her over to second base, and they're going to get her for the 4-3 out. Hollingsworth to Duke. And just an update on that Forest Covington game. Forest with an 11-0 lead, still 2 on, and 2 runners in scoring position for Forest, and they're not the home team, so that one will take probably longer than this game. Coach is calling off the pitch number, or the play number here. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low in the zone, and it's going to be a ball there underneath. 1 out, nobody on for the Lady Indians. They trail 9-2 in this one. Here comes McDaniel with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit down the third base line, and it'll go foul there for Dennis. One 1-0 count here. The McKnight Field's over here. McKnight Field number 1 at the Starplex Complex here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for this Class AA state tournament presented by Mountain Valley Bank here on SpearNation Radio. That's going to be a swing and a miss low there for Dennis and a 1-2 count for her. McDaniel winds up, comes to the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line again, so this is going to be kind of on the ground, and we're still sitting here with a 1-2 pitch. One thing I do like being out here in the open is I get to sit in my rocking chair, and don't really get to do that up in the press box a whole lot. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be outside. Did she go? They're going to say she didn't. And now we got a 2-2 count. She did not go. That was a close one right there. It is right there on the precipice of that plate, of the black of the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit to the shortstop, and that'll be a 6-3 play. And that's 2 outs now for the Lady Indians. And they are struggling mightily in here to get on base, 1, and 2, get on out to the home plate. only one. That's going to be low outside the zone there on the changeup, and that's to Megan Hall, and that's going to be ball number 1. Only one extra base hit for the Lady Indians, a double by Girdley in the bottom. Whatever we're at in the top of the 4th. We're in the top of the 5th right now, and it's going to be a swing and a miss for Hall, and it's going to be strike number 1 for her. Surprising, you usually see those home runs, those triples, those doubles there for the Lady Indians. Just not a whole lot of them. Only one extra base hit today for the Lady Indians. McDaniel going to look down at her wrist, see what the play is. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a changeup. It's going to be high in the zone for ball number 2. Good off-speed pitch there for McDaniel. I'm really impressed with it. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss for strike number 2. Hall, the second baseman, trying to stay alive with a 2-2 count and try to get the Lady Indians on base here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be down the third base line, go to the third baseman, Kennedy Brown, and that's going to be a 5-3 out. 3 ground outs for Lady Tigers there to end the inning for Sequatchie County. Our score 9-2 in this one. Lady Indians not used to being on this side of what's on the edge of a blowout. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and sharing the broadcast. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 5th, I'm looking at the wrong spot. We'll have Lauren Hall, McDaniel, and Marley Maness will be the next 3 up for the Lady Tigers. As Lady Indians get set. They get warmed up out there on the field. I'm staying up here in Murfreesboro this week, actually in a little pop-up camper. I'm staying out in Smyrna this week, and pretty comfortable bed. About as comfortable as my bed at home, and sometimes you can't get that in a hotel bed. It's always off when you have a hotel bed. Always off, and you get home, and you get back in your bed, and you get used to it, and it is what it is. But staying up here this week with the Lady Indians as they attempt to run for a state championship. Lady Indians always a bit off in the first game of the championship. You kind of got to get your footing about you in the first game, no matter who you're playing. It just seems that Sequatchie County just always gets the worst draw in the first round as they played Lexington 3 times as in his beginning appearances in the state tournament. Lauren Hall's going to be up. She's standing outside of the batter's box. She'll wait for Turner. I want to say Turner. Turner was the pitcher the last time I was here at the state tournament in 2019. Callie Green is the pitcher this time. That's going to be in there. It's going to be just outside for ball number 1. And I got to channel my inner Major League movie announcer for the Cleveland Indians. Just a bit outside. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. And a strike as Lauren Hall stepping up in the box trying to, slap it a little bit. Hall step in, get her footing. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be a foul ball. Got some contact on that one, and we got a 1-2 count. Another inning, another plane coming in off the right field wall down here onto the airport over to my right. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be fouled off down the third base line. Farrell going to give a little courtesy chase to it, and the left fielder, Girdley, will grab it and throw it in to Callie Green. Try not to mix up the two sisters. Green with the pitch coming in. It's going to be hit over the shortstop, Edgman, over to Kelly for the 6-3 out. That's what you like to see early on in the inning. Lady Indians getting an out. As we got one out, nobody on. Lady Indians hoping not to change that. They're going to have 2 more innings to make up the 7-run deficit. They've scored more runs in a game before, but I don't know this time. Tough opponent in Lexington as that ball misses just a bit outside. Green with the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball, dead ball there as the ball's hit, bounces off the bat, bounces off the leg of McDaniel. And we got a 1-1 count. 1-1, 1 out. 9-2 your score here in the bottom of the 5th. I want to thank y'all for joining us. This broadcast sponsored by Mountain Valley Bank. If you give them your business, give them your business, because they have been a tremendous help in getting everything funded this week. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be fouled off over the first base dugout. It's going to fall on the pathway over here. And now we got a 1-2 count. Green gets set, comes with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be just outside in that bottom of that corner. And we got a 2-2 count coming for McDaniel. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Let's see how it ends up with Green comes with the pitch. It's a little high, and we're going to go to a full count on this one. We'll take a second. Green going to wobble the ball. Here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be hit over Green's glove, and that ball went right over Green's glove. Edgman tried to grab it. She did, and just couldn't get it there in time to Kelly. And just too many errors out there in the field today for Sequatchie County. And I don't know if it's first game jitters or just too many mistakes being made against quality competition. One out, one on. McDaniel gets a pitch runner. Wood will be out there for her. Marlon Maness up to bat. And it's going to be a pitch in there for Green. It's going to be a strike. Called strike there for Green. Lady Indians struggling in this one. Trail 9-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss there by Maness. And if you can get her out of here without stepping on a base, you're in good company. It's going to be fouled off right to me, and that ball has a grudge against me. Sitting here on the first base side with all the Lexington fans. Had a little bit of a hiccup there with the placement of everything. Had the Lexington stat radio over there. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be a swing and a miss to Maness, and that is strikeout number 4 for the day for Callie Green. And anytime you can get Maness in there with a ground out or a strikeout, you're doing good on defense. Both of her appearances, she has got on base. I believe a double and a single. 2 for 2 today. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled back to the fence. And it's going to be a strike there for Yarborough. Nine 2 your score here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 out, 1 on for the Lady Tigers. 0-1 pitch. In there, it's going to be high for a ball. We got a 1-1 count. Here comes Green with the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line. It will be in fair territory, and they won't get to first base in time. Oh, they are going to call that foul after all. That one was right on the line, and as much as they've been running off the third base line over there, it was kind of a little iffy where it was because you can't really see the line about 5 feet away, about 5 feet from the bag to home plate. The 5 feet right beside the bag, you really can't see the line there, so that one was a close one. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low and a ball, and I don't know about that one, but we'll go with the umpire on that one. Umpired a couple baseball, softball games myself. I know how that goes. It's going to be hit into right field over the second baseman Hall, and they will keep too much damage. Turner will, as she throws it over to Hall, and now Wood, on second, Yarborough on first with the base hit. And that will bring up number 7, Kirsten Brown, who's had a heck of a game, 2 for 3 on the day. Had a 3-run homer in the second, and she hits this one high up, and it's going to go into foul territory, but it's going to be a third out for her, for the Tigers, as Gracie Turner goes and picks it up in foul territory. But she had the 3-run homer earlier in the game that kind of put this one a little out of reach for the Lady Indians. Not completely, but you think it's going to be a hard road to climb. With a 9-2 deficit you've got to overcome here as we go to the top of the 6th. 2 stranded there for the Lady Tigers in that one. Very rare that they strand them. Only 3 stranded. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 stranded for the Lady Tigers today. Lady Indians have stranded 5. And that's going to bring up Callie Green. Callie Green, as we get warmed up here, Lady Tigers do. It's going to be Green, Farrell, and Girdley, the next 3 up, as they throw it down over to second. Umpire's going to dust that plate off. It's been getting a workout down there with all the runs scored by Lexington and the 2 scored by Sequatchie County. Little dusty down there. And Grace Mitchell will be batting for Callie Green. Pinch hitting. Mitchell usually pinch runs for Green once she gets off base, but they're going to let Mitchell take over and see if she can get some and give Green some rest as she's the pitcher in this game. It's going to be just outside for Mitchell. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit into right field, and it's going to fall. And Grace Mitchell will be on first without any issue whatsoever. Oh. And now 1 on, no outs for the Lady Indians. A good situation to be in. As Alexis Farrell steps up to the plate, they'll have to dust that plate off again. Another plane comes in on the right field fence. Always a beautiful sight to see down here at the McKnight Fields. A little intimate down here, being right on top of the fence and right in the midst of all the fans. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be hit over to the shortstop. They'll try the double play, and they won't get it, but Mitchell will be out at second. Farrell on first, 1 out, 1 on, and just a bad placement of the balls hit today. Usually the Lady Indians are hitting kind of in those gaps. They hadn't hit a lot of gaps today. They're hitting close to the fielders out here. Usually they're kind of trying to pick where they want to hit it, and they haven't been able to do that quite as much today. As McDaniel comes in with a pitch, it's going to be a changeup and a strike there against Jaden Girdley, the left-handed senior who plays out in left field. And I got to say, that was a beautiful changeup to watch. I just hate that it came against one of the Indian players. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss for strike number 2. Girdley struck out in the second, hit a double in the fourth, and let's hope she can repeat that one, repeat the one in the fourth and not in the second. She's 1 for 2 today. Let's hope we can make it 2 for 3. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss on a changeup. And golly, that was a pretty pitch. You just hate to see it against one of the Indian players. McDaniel putting on a clinic on pitch placement and pitch selection out there today. Allowed only 2 runs on only 2 strikeouts, letting her defense help her out today. Here comes the pitch from McDaniel. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low. And that'll be to Turner, the right fielder for the Lady Indians. Number 22. She is a junior for this squad. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled. Back to the fence. Got a 1-1 count, 2 outs, 1 on for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there and just outside. And I don't know that I would have left that one up to the umpire there if I was Turner. A fielder's choice and a strikeout has given us 2 outs in this one. Lady Indians still trail 9-2 in the top of the 6th. It's going to be in there and strike number 2. Turner sitting in the back of the box there, coming out of the box, trying to run into it and get a little momentum going. We got a 2-2 count and a 2-2 pitch coming. It's going to be hit right to the first baseman, and that was just one of those plays that – see, you just got one of those plays that just stinks to have. And right to the first baseman, steps on first base, and the tough draw there for Gracie Turner. Next time up, we'll have Kana Green, Ella Edgman, and Addie Edgman up to bat. Another plane coming in over here at the airport right beside us. Green's still going strong out there in the circle. They're going to ride her as much as they can in this tournament, and they're showing that right now. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. And she's warming up. 9-2 is the score. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Lexington is the home team, so they will be batting. Next 3 up for Lexington are Brown, Duke, and Hollingsworth. Kennedy Brown 0 for 3 today. She had a strikeout and then 2 ground outs, 1 in the second, 1 in the 4th inning. As she comes up to the plate, Green going to catch her composure. Stop for a second, waiting for the umpire to say, let's get this going, and he does. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit and fouled down the third base line and hit off the side of the fence. And that'll be strike number 1 on a foul ball. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit out to center field. Edgman with the grab, and what a grab that was. And that'll be a fly out to center field. And we don't expect anything less from Addie Edgman out in center field. Two younger and older sisters on the squad with Callie Green and Kana Green. and Ella Edgman and Addie Edgman. The Elders first in that one. 9-2 is the score here in the bottom of the sixth, as Mackenzie Duke hits it right up the gap between the shortstop and the third baseman, and she'll get to first, and that'll be a single for her. And 9-2 the score, 1 out, 1 on for the Lexington Tigers. And third time in as many appearances, Sequatchie County faces Lexington in the first round, and it's always a tough draw against the Lexington team. They're always a solid team coming out of the west side of the state. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be just outside of the zone. Hollingsworth at the plate. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a called strike there for Hollingsworth. And now we got a 1-1 count. Hollingsworth, 2 for 3 on the day. She had a single in the second, a double in the third, and she flew out to center field in the fourth. As that pitch comes in there and it's a ball, Dennis will check down to first, and they won't catch her and won't catch Duke on first. 2-1 count. It's going to be fouled off. Hollingsworth trying to knock out her third base coach with that pitch. Hollingsworth's going to step out, take a few practice swings. She's going to step in. Green with the pitch. Here it comes, spinning around and around. It's going to be fouled off, down the ground, back to the fence. And we still got a 2-2 count. 1 out, 1 on for the Lady Indians. Excuse me. Yeah, Lady Tigers, excuse me. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low and a ball. And now we got a full count. Oh, I missed that. Apparently a hitter. That's going to be a hit by pitch. She'll go to first. And now 2 on for Lady Tigers. Somerville's going to go ask for some help on that call, and 3 umpires will converse over by the circle. And they are going to say it's a 3-2 count, so she'll go back, and she won't be a hit by pitch. There'll be a 3-2 count coming, and ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say I was right, but I was right all along on that one. Mackenzie Duke went over to second. Now she'll be back on first as they call her back. Green with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be fouled off. And this is going to be a long at-bat. Well, thank y'all for joining us today. In case you're interested in that Forest Covington game, Forest up 13-0 as they go to the top of the sixth. That one hadn't yet started. They hadn't yet started the top of the sixth. Oh, that one's over. Sorry, 13-0 is the final score on that one. It just updated. And that was a hit there by Waldrop. She goes to, by Hollingsworth, sorry. Hollingsworth goes to first. Duke goes to second. And that ball was hit to Edgman. She kind of juggled it a little bit, tried to skip it off the ground to Faith Kelly, and it just didn't get there in time. And now 2 on, 1 out for the Tigers. You want to try to control how many runs come in. Want to try to keep damage control in as a strike comes in there for Kylie Waldrop. Again, Forest, the winner over Covington, and they didn't even play the 6th or the 7th inning because it was a 13-0 game. And that's going to be fouled up there by Waldrop, and we got an 0-2 count coming. winner of this game goes on to play Red Bank tomorrow evening at 5:30. The loser will play Union County at 11:30 in the morning. It's going to be a ball there, so we got a 1-2 count. 1 out, 2 on for the Tigers. They're 34-9-1 on the season. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to hit her on the leg. And the umpire's going to say she leaned into the pitch, so that's going to be a dead ball. Now, I believe it's still a 1-2 count. I believe that counts as a – we got a – we'll see what – I believe I've still got a 1-2 count on that. This is what he was holding up. It's going to be fouled off back to the fence. And we got a 1-2 count for Waldrop. I believe when that happens and you have a dead ball you lean into, I think that just counts as a no pitch there. It doesn't count as a dead ball strike or anything. I think it has to hit the hands on the glove for it to be a dead ball strike. On the bat, excuse me. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be roll in there, and now we got a 2-2 count as Dennis checks down to third on and doesn't catch her stealing, and that'll be Duke on third now. Hollingsworth on second, Duke on third. We got 2 on, 1 out. And now Lexington coach is going to come out and talk to the umpires. Looks like they're going to have a pinch runner come in for Duke. I believe that was 23. No, that's not right. There will be a pinch runner on third going in for Duke. Green adjusting her face mask. 2 on, 1 out. 2-2 count here for Waldrop. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit to Edgman. She's going to throw it to first. It's in time. And that's going to be a 6-3 out there for Waldrop. 2 outs, 1 on. And the pinch runner for Duke, that was number 26. It was Mooney. Mooney scores for the Lady Tigers. Now we got a 10-2 ball game. The ball's going to go right past Edgman. Throw it to Addie. Addie's going to throw it home, and she's not going to be in time. They'll throw it to second. Can't get her. And now 2 have scored for the Lady Tigers. Hall stands on second with a double. And now we got an 11-2 ball game, and this is becoming an insurmountable lead for the Lady Indians. An insurmountable deficit, I should say. Be the opposite of whatever I said it was. McDaniel. McDaniel in the batter's box. It's going to be a high ball. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's in there, and it's going to be a strike. I think she tried to pull back on, but they're going to call it a swing there, so it's going to be 1-1. I think it would have been a strike regardless. Well, thank everybody for tuning in to this broadcast brought to you by Mountain Valley Bank. Thank the good folks at Mountain Valley Bank next time you see them. It's going to be strike number 2 there, and now we got a 1-2 count of Bruin to McDaniel. Green with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit over to Farrell, and she's going to miss. She's going to fudge that throw over to Kelly, and now Hall will score, and now we got a 12-2 ball game. And that will be the game. The lead, the game final score 12-2, and it was 10 after 5, excuse me. So that is your ball game final score here from McKnight Field number 1, 12-2. Lexington wins. Sequatchie County, well, they'll head to the losers bracket, and they'll play at 11:30 in the morning. They've got Union County, who lost to Red Bank on McKnight Field number 1 earlier today. So let's give you a little recap of what's been going on here. Here at this tournament for the Class AA tournament. Gibbs had a 6-0 win over Greenbrier in the 4 o'clock game today at Starplex. Red Bank, 6-2 win over Union County in the 4 o'clock game over here at McKnight. Forest won 13-0 over Covington. So Forest and Gibbs will be set to go at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Lexington and Red Bank at 5:30. But for the Lady Indians, let's talk about that because that's what you really came to come and see. Greenbrier and Covington, excuse me, let's make sure I got that right. Loser of game 4 plays Union County. There's game 4, yes. So I'm just looking at the bracket, making sure I got everything right here. Sequatchie County will head to the losers bracket. They will play Union County tomorrow morning at 11:30. Greenbrier and Covington will be the game before that at 10 o'clock, and that game will be on Starplex. All the games from now on will be on Starplex Field number 2 if you have to make the trip up to Murfreesboro. Prefer that they play in the evenings, but they're not going to get the chance. They're going to play in the morning tomorrow. 12-2, your final score here from Murfreesboro. And it was just one of those games that, and I don't know whether the reason, I think it was the superior talent you have at Lexington. They had a lot of great players, a lot of great plays in this one. Defensively, the Indians were kind of struggling a little bit. Too many mistakes out there on the base pass, too many mistakes out there in the infield today, and that's what really cost them this game. And it's just a tough draw. Anytime you come up to the state tournament, you got to play Lexington in the first round. Lexington is always one of those teams that they're going to be in the hunt for the state tournament. In fact, I think last time around they were in the championship game. They lost to Forest in the AA championship in 2019, I believe. They were second or third in the state. I believe they were second in the state, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's been a it's been a wild ride to the season, and we're not done yet. Lady Indians, they'll be in the losers bracket tomorrow, but they'll keep on chugging. And it's going to be a tougher road, but they will move along. And I would say they'll have to run into Forest or Lexington sometime again as we get into these games. The way it's shaping up right now, if I had to make a prediction, I would say that Lady Indians will be playing either Forest or probably be playing Gibbs. And they've played Gibbs earlier this season, lost to Gibbs 7-2, but they had neither their pitcher nor catcher in that game that they usually have. And when you don't have Callie Green in a game, that makes a significant difference in how that game is going to play out. If you're playing against decent talent, against good talented teams, even high-level talented teams, if you don't have Callie Green out there in the circle, you are going to struggle. Not to say that we don't have great pitchers out there on this team. There's just not a lot of depth and not a lot of experience in the depth that they do have with the pitchers that I've seen this season. Again, 97% of the pitches Callie Green has thrown for this season. Your final here from the Starplex Complex, the McKnight Field number 1, actually. We'll call it the McKnight Complex over here. We'll be at Starplex Field number 2 tomorrow as we continue on in this Class AA state tournament here in Murfreesboro. And we want to thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank, for all they have done with this game, and they have done a tremendous job with sponsoring us, and we want to tell you to give them their business if we can, and just go out and support them because they have supported us on this run. This is an 8-team tournament, double elimination. Lady Indians are going to try to stay alive tomorrow as they take on Union County at 11:30. We will see you at 11:15 tomorrow. We thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be live at 11:15 tomorrow, barring no more technical difficulties, and we'll be here at Starplex Field number 2 for the TSSAA Class AA State Tournament, live from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, as a part of the Spring Fleet. Your final here, 12-2. Lexington is the victor. Sequatchie County heads to the loser bracket tomorrow. I'm signing off. I'm Chandler Morrison. And if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, get to know him. And I'm going to say go Indians and God bless as we head back and we get ready for tomorrow's game. Again, that is a first pitch time at 11:30. That comes after a 10 a.m. game, by the way. So it could be pushed back even further. It could be a 11:45, 12 o'clock start on that game. But we will be ready to go. We'll try to get ready to go at 11:15 and have our pregame show where we'll talk to head coach Kelly Summerall about tonight's game in the pregame show tomorrow. So, signing off, go Indians, and God bless. I'm Chandler Morrison. Have a good night, y'all.